223, and this video lecture is based on undertaking an empirical research project. In this video, I'm going to explore and explain what are the various important steps that are involved in conducting an empirical research project. The first step in conducting an empirical research project is to choose an appropriate topic. The basic idea is that we may start with a general area or a set of questions. For example, we have different disciplines in economics like microeconomics, macroeconomics, development economics, industrial economics, econometrics, and so on. So first we may choose the broader area, and then we can set some questions. Then we have to make sure that we are interested in the topic that has been chosen for conducting this research. We can also use an online service, or we can Google out to investigate what kind of past work has been done on this topic. Similarly, we may also use libraries in which we can study some theses or dissertations which have been conducted on similar kind of topic. And then finally, we can narrow down our topic to a specific question or issue to be investigated. We can also work through the theoretical issue. The second thing is your choice about data type. We may want data that includes measures of things that our research and theoretical model imply are important. We can investigate what type of data sets have been used in the past literature on such kind of topics. Data may be time series, data may be cross-sectional, it may be pooled cross-section, or it may be pooled data. And we can search for what other data sets are available. Somebody might have used panel data, and on the same topic we may use time series data, or in some cases we can use cross-sectional data to conduct research on that particular topic. And we can also consider collecting our own data, maybe survey data. We can create variables which are appropriate for analysis, and it is very important to finalize the operational definition of these variables. These variables may be either explanatory, and some of the variable may be our dependent variable. So we must be very much concerned about the definition and measurement of these variables, and we must be sure about the unit of measurement of these variables. Sometime we may use dummy variables for categorical variables, or we may use quantitative and continuous variables, say for example hourly wages, income, consumption, and so on. We can also check for missing values, errors, and outliers, and we should try to correct that. And sometime we can recode as necessary to be sure to report what we did. After cleaning the data, we may start with the estimating a model. So we can start with a model that is clearly based on theory. Usually we get such help from past literature. Some other researchers might have used such kind of model, or these models may be available in good books on econometrics. We can also test for significance of other variables that are theoretically less clear, and then we can test for functional form misspecification. We may decide upon whether the model is linear, is it a semi-linear or semi-log model, Sometime it may be double log model. We can also consider reasonable interactions, quadratics, logs, and so on. Always we must keep in mind that whatever model we are using, we shouldn't lose sight of the theory and the ceteris paribus interpretation. And for that purpose, we need to be careful about including variables that greatly alter the interpretation of the results. Here is an example: the effect of bedrooms, which is conditional on square footage. Remember, we must be very careful about putting functions of y on the right hand side. Once we have a well specified model, we need to worry about the standard errors. And to do that, we may test for heteroscedasticity, and this one is a very important issue in the case of cross-sectional data. So we can correct for heteroscedasticity if it is present in the data. Usually after estimating the model, the residuals are tested for heteroscedasticity, and if suffers from heteroscedasticity, that is unequal variance, then we may correct it. Similarly, in case of time series data, we may also test for serial correlation if there is a time component, and we also need to correct if serial correlation is present in the error terms. And there are some other problems. Most often we have to worry about endogeneity of the key explanatory variables, and if we have endogeneity bias in the data, then we must be using some other treatments, and endogeneity could arise from omitted variables that are not observed in the data, and that can create a problem for our estimation and interpretation. So it could arise because the model is really part of a simultaneous equation. So endogeneity may be either because of omitted variable case, or it may be because of simultaneous equation bias, and it can also arise due to measurement error. If we have panel data, we can consider a fixed effects model, but problem with the fixed effect model is that need good variation over time, but instead we can use a perfect instrument and perform two stages least square. But problem with the instrumental variable is that we need to find a very good instrument. The next thing is interpreting your results. Whenever we interpret our coefficients, the estimated coefficients, or we are interpreting the results, we must always keep theory in mind. For example, if we are estimating the demand function for a particular commodity, then the sign of the coefficient of the own price must not be positive, it must be negative, because the demand theory says that there is an inverse relationship between quantity demanded and its own price. So we must be careful to keep ceteris paribus also in mind, and we must also keep in mind potential problems with our estimates, and we must be very much careful about drawing conclusions. And we can get an idea of the direction of bias due to omitted variables, measurement error, or simultaneity. So we must keep these issues in mind. Some further issues: some problems are just too hard to be easily solved with the available data. So it may be available to approach the problem in several ways, but something wrong with each one. So what we can do in that situation? We can provide enough information for a reader to decide whether they find our results convincing or not. So it's up to the researcher how to interpret data. We shouldn't get worried if our results don't prove our theory. With unexpected results, we may want to be careful in thinking through potential biases. But if we have carefully specified our model and we feel confident we have unbiased estimates, then that is just the way things are. We shouldn't try to change the algebraic sign of the coefficient or to change the significance or the p-value. The researcher is usually neutral in that case. Ladies and gentlemen, these are a few points about carrying out an empirical research project. I hope it was quite informative for you. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe to it, and do not forget to click on the bell icon so that you can get timely notification about other videos that I'll upload for you. You may share this video with your friends, with your colleagues, so that they can also get benefits. I thank you very much for watching this video. Have a good evening. See you in another video.